assure you that I am utilizing this power for the proclamation of martial law vested in me by the Constitution for one purpose alone, and that is to save the Republic and reform our society.
Sa kaliwat ka ng gulo sa Pilipinas simula nang ideklara ng kanyang ama ang martial law, naging kakambal din daw ng kanilang pangalan ang karahasan na dulot nito.
As of the 21st of this month, I signed
it shows the dark side of Philippine history. No, I don't think that you can, up to now, you can compare the massacres, summary executions, the tortures, and the killings that took place under martial law to any administration.
Kaya naman kami na hinuli noon ay hindi namin alam kung bakit.
Yun daw bata, sabi ng mga kapitbahay dun sa Antipolo, inilaglag ng isang army helicopter. Pero nung bumagsak, patay na, although mainit pa raw ang katawan.
For over 20 years, Jesus Santiago was a wanted man. He sang about political freedom and the struggle for liberty. When President Marcos declared martial law 40 years ago, songs such as this were outlawed.
People were hungry for songs that reflected their reality back then. That's why it was easy for them to understand and relate to what I wrote.
Madaling araw nang ideklara namin yung Welgang Bayan. Medyo lumalaban tayo kasi yung takot na kasi ng mga panahon na yan, marami yung napapabalita na kapag ikaw ay nahuli, may malaking posibilidad na mawala ka na.
Pag-govern ni Marcos sa mga drugs, mga ganon.
Aba, mahigpit naman siya dahil nagbigay lang naman siya ng sample yung Chinese. Yun lang kauna-unahan na sinintensyahan na binarel. Dahil pinakita niya na eto, ayan ang parang gustong kayahin siguro ni
Duterte.
Ayun,
masasabi niya din ba parang...
Ganun, yun lang man ang naging sample isa, ay yung mga iba naman hindi na eh. Meron na rin siguro, kaya lang, siyempre, control ng media eh. Who's going to tell you? Diba? Ganyan naman, pag control ng media, wala kang magagawa. Maski ano sabihin mo, media matapang, hindi oh.
So sabi mo ba parang kapareha si Marcos tsaka si Duterte?
Naman, hindi naman siguro. Kasi at least, yun nakita mo na eh. Etong kay Duterte, tinitingnan mo pa lang. Ang akin lang naman kay Duterte siguro, yun nga. Patutuhanan niya, yun talagang, yung malalaki, patayin niya. Kay Marcos, di isa lang ang pinatay niyang malaki. Yung Chinese. Pero yung mga sumunod, hindi na namin alam.
The only thing they had was their lives, no? Their youthful lives. And so that's what they gave for the country. And I think the time of the Marcos regime was a horrible time. But it was also a time wherein the best of the Filipino came out. And this is the generation that showed that.
I heard as of midnight,
President Marcos's declaration of martial law was followed by 14 years of absolute rule. His regime ended in 1986, when he was forced out by what is now known as the People Power Revolution.
Because the people fought for democracy against dictatorship.
Corazon Aquino, the widow of the murdered opposition leader Benigno Aquino, succeeded Marcos. Marcos's widow, Imelda, is now a congresswoman and their daughter a governor in their home province. Her shoes have now become a symbol of a decadent and corrupt regime. About $4 billion has already been recovered. But after almost 27 years of trying to find the Marcoses' alleged ill-gotten wealth, the government now says it will no longer pursue new cases against them.
Sa lahat ng batikos na ibinato sa kanilang pamilya, pinakamasakit raw ang tawaging diktador ang kanyang ama.
So naniniwala ka bang diktador? Naniwala ka ba ever na diktador ang iyong ama? Hindi.
Dahil nakikita ko lahat ng desisyon na ginawa niya ay nakipagkonsulta siya sa lahat ng stakeholders at the time.
Province. Their son Bongbong is in the Senate, rumored to be planning a run for the presidency.
Bongbong Marcos is firm he will not concede the vice presidential race to Leni Robredo after winning the OFW vote. This after he led by about 86,000 votes over the Liberal Party bet in the overseas absentee voting. In an exclusive interview with CNN Philippines, Marcos says that he is already expecting to win the votes of Filipinos abroad. He is also hoping the results would be the same in other areas where votes have yet to be transmitted, like the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao.
Philippines woke up to a vastly different political landscape this morning after the all but certain victory of a brash, outspoken mayor in the presidential election. With almost all the votes counted, hardliner Rodrigo Duterte has an unassailable lead.
With more than 90% of the vote counted Tuesday morning, Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte has secured more than 15 million votes, claiming victory in this year's presidential election race. Duterte, who served as the mayor of Davao for more than 22 years, has been nicknamed the Punisher. He has been compared to U.S. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump because of his outsider status and no-nonsense comments. He vowed to kill drug pushers, shocking his challengers.
If I become the president, I will order the military and the police to hunt down the drug lords, the big ones, and kill them.
Duterte said his law and order policy had been the key to his success. His election campaign has also focused on reforming the economy, infrastructure, and on solving the territorial disputes with China in the South China Sea. However, Duterte's hardline approaches and controversial statements during his campaign are raising public concern that it could lead to human rights abuses.
You know, you have to unite this country. If you are now the president, you have to unite the country. You do not go there to divide people. Alam mo, sabihin ko sa'yo, all Ilocanos, hero nila si Marcos, and they want the president buried there. For as long that that issue hangs, wala tayo, it will remain a divisive factor in our society, in the Republic of the Philippines.
Ako'y pumunta ron para lang kasi itong unang pagkakataon ko na personal na magpasalamat sa kanya sa kanyang mga statement. Unang-una tungkol sa libing ng aking ama, sa kanyang pagkaupo bilang Pangulo. At pangalawa, yung kanyang mga salita na sinusuportahan niya ako at sinasabi nga niya na kami magkaibigan at suportado niya yung aking ginagawa.
Sir, kaibigan niyo ni Bongbong Marcos at something to do also with your decision?
No. Hindi, that is the reality of governance. I want to unite this country. We cannot unite this country if all the Ilocanos have nurtured this kind of sentiment. Someone has got to give. Ilibing mo na lang yan para tapos na. Total, ako, ganito pagpatay ng tao lang.
We talked about a little bit about what happened in the last election. Pero hindi naman masyado sa yung mga technical side dahil nagkikwentuhan lang naman kami, nagkikwento kung ano yung nangyari sa nung halalan. So and kung ano yung mga plano niya para sa kanyang pag-upo at the end of this month. So hindi specific na ganun. We were actually in a gathering together with the proponents of yung ALDAB. Kung maalala ninyo, yung ALDAB, which is the Alyansa ni Duterte at ni Bongbong, yung tawag nila naging ALDAB. At nandun yung mga leader na yun, at yun na nga, nagkikwentuhan kami.
For this country to survive the next, we have to unite the people.